let's check out this quality and see if we're sitting a little bit better. Okay, so it says we're live. Good there. Man, okay, there we go. This is what I like to see right there. A little bit better quality. Now we're talking. Alright, I gotta do a couple things real quick and then we should be good to go. There we go, now we're talking. Okay, that looks good there. Now I just gotta open up Discord real quick. Okay. Why does the stream look like shit? Yeah, I cannot figure out the quality. Why is it doing this? Pull up the task manager. What the heck? It is just awful. I mean, I'm not gonna live stream if this is what the quality is gonna look like. It's just embarrassing. This is the first since I fixed it, or I thought I fixed it, that it started doing this again. Unbelievable. This is insanity. Why was my quality set to 144? Because now it's looking a lot better. Oh, so it was probably just something on my end, and we're actually recording pretty well right here. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And just like that, stream is fixed. We're ready to go. Okay. Jeez. Finally. Let's get into it. Tesla. A little bit bullish. We went positive, positive at the open. Wick comes down, tries to fill the gap. Where's your breakout price? Boom. We did not take the trade in Tesla. Why did we not take the trade in Tesla? That's a good channel. Look, I mean, you could easily buy this if you have like strong beliefs for Tesla. Has a good uptrend that's following. Breakout price right at your gap fill. So this is your gap up, our gap down that never gets filled. Never got filled on this red candle. This is where it opened up at. You know, if it starts continuing to build this U shape, I would say Tesla looks pretty good. We are positive right here. Still a little bit far negative, but that doesn't mean that this can't turn positive. So Tesla really not looking too bad. You know, 137.50 breaks. Watch how it acts with the gap. I'd say Tesla not half bad. Might end up taking a lot of grief on Tesla, but Guys, there's a lot of opportunity out there. Let's start with the live trade that we took today. We did not take this as a live trade. My bad, I didn't mean to say it like that. But, we're slightly in the money. TQ looked bullish. Here's where we go positive. Boom, where do we take the trade? We didn't take it anywhere in this green candle. All we simply did was throw an order off 1930. Gets triggered beautifully. Couldn't have been better. My order actually is probably the bottom order. Yeah, I mean, you can't draw it up any better than that. Can't draw it up any better than that. But Nasdaq, I would say we're sitting in this positive range. I would expect buyers to be coming in off of this wick. Not very much selling pressure right here. Decreasing volume, that's what you want to see. Now you want to see another decreasing volume stick right here. And we can add to this order if we really feel like it. Go to the daily. Go to the daily. This will tell you a lot right here. A lot of green volume came into the market, a lot of panic, a lot of profit taking from this nice run right here. Okay, we just barely dipped back positive. If this can slip or get back to this positive range, which it's starting to slope up, you can say breakout 1950. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this to get back over 1950. If it can do that, then I think that the TQ can potentially start going on a run. And where are we looking for a potential extension? 2181 gap fill. So looking at current price, we're looking for a 12% run right there. Another one that I've been keeping an eye on. Is it going to respect this channel? We're negative, eked positive a little bit. It wanted to try and go positive, but it just wasn't ready yet. This is an oil play, so we've been keeping an eye on a lot of oil. We thought about throwing an order off top of this, but you did get the positive. So that was a little bit that you had going for you, but we didn't really like it enough to take the trade because the daily looks bearish. Gotta stay true to the daily. RRC. This was a live trade we took yesterday. Took the breakout on a market order, threw an order in off top of the wick, got filled. Beautiful. This is exactly what the TQ looks like. I would say right here. You go positive on this candle, you got the AOK. My bad, I have a little bit of a cold. That's alright. TQ, getting really good action right here. Looking like this wants to start stair stepping to the upside. Rig caught a nice bid today. Let's go look at the daily chart for Rig. Yeah, what do? We gap up. We gap up on the day. Attempts to fill the gap, never quite gets there. Looks very good on Rig. Let's see if this can get real dicey. Or frisky, I should say. 625 break. Let's get back on top of 6 first. Let's just get a quick update on oil, and then we will go through the top movers today. We have some more new positions that we took. Oil, starting to give you that double top look. I said last night on the live stream, oil was starting to give that bearish look. We failed to break over top of this high. See how we have consistently lower highs right there? Boom. Now you give up this flat bottom break. Now you're back testing the bottom of it. You're way down there on the commodity. Negative. But you do put wicks into the bottom end of what we thought was going to be a channel. So we could be seeing retracements on oil still, but we go to the daily chart and you're expecting buyers. This wick right here, there's your wick buyers. Previous top right here. Look at that. Boom. Like a clock. Positive. We're looking for oil to stop looking like a double top right here for starters, but to finally take out this 8150. Called it 8150 break. We like those whole 50, so let's get that line right on 8150. And we are going to keep all the oil plays on watch. Planet catching a nice bid right there. Looks pretty good. We got stopped out of most of the position yesterday, but still holding the piece. That's fine. We don't really worry about the decisions that we make that are wrong. We analyze them, we take the positives from them, and we live our life in bets. We want to take every single bet where the odds are in our favor, because if you take as many trades as you want where the odds are in your favor and you win more than 50% of them, you are going to be positive and you are going to learn and continue to learn and build and build and build. That is the goal. Compass, we called out Compass early at the day. We said, it had really good wick buyers at this 3 flat yesterday. This is a daily chart. We'd already taken plenty of profits. I did cut the position yesterday. Early in the day, a lot of the Nasdaq looked bad. So we can potentially look for an opportunity to jump back in this if we think that it's going to build this nice U shape right here. Let's just see it barcode sideways. I want to see it hold 3 again. And this is what we did today. We held 3 again. If I had this on my chart, this would have been a potential trade. Look at this. Here's where you hold 3 again. Where's your breakout price? Above yesterday's highs that it was putting. Boom. And then as you get this candle setting a close right here, you can throw orders in off of the high directly, and boom, that's where we come down to. Perfect trigger right here. And this is the extension that we're getting. Can it come up and fill this gap? I would have outs if you're late entries right here. I have showed you guys a lot of plays where it goes on a run, builds a U shape. And Compass is this is a very interesting setup on a 15. You have a channel upward. You have a downtrend that it acted with since August of 21. Look at that downtrend. And now you put a wick that held 3 into the top of that downtrend. Just put it right there so that you guys can see it a little bit better. How good does that look? Now, goes on a run, builds a U shape. I think this could be a play for a later date. Our PLTK, this was a trade at the end of the day yesterday. Good reaction. We actually threw another order in. I think I put my order in at 958. Doesn't even get down there. We see it open up. We said, hey, let's see if this can retrace, come back, fill the gap. A lot of stuff was happening early in the day. I threw the order in, and this is the reaction that we get. We built the position yesterday. We gap up intraday. Looked very good, was barcoding, and we threw a market order in because it looked really good on the daily. Here's that gap down, wicks all the ways up, and then sets a close price right around this 950. We said that if this can hold 950, we're good. Let's look at the end of the day. End of the day, just turned bearish. It's holding 950, holding 950. I take the trade somewhere in here saying, hey, this is going to hold 950. Let's try it. And boom, we set a close below 950. And I'm like, great. Here we go. Setting a close below 950. Just what I wanted to see. But it opened up above it. We said, hey, we can throw more orders in, try to build some size. And never got the fill, but that's fine because we have the position built. Neo. I said if it reclaims 11, we can take the trade on this all day. We added some at this 1080s just because this green candle looked good. We threw some orders in off the top. We got filled. It sets a close price below where we entered yesterday. We didn't panic. Why? We go over to the daily chart. And how many of them have I showed you? It goes on a run, builds a U shape. This is what we were looking for. We eked positive, positive. So we have multiple entries off this 11 break and the top end of it. We just continue building the position. I don't think I've taken profits on Neo one time. At one point in time, the position was looking pretty good. Now we actually have the size that we want. We get the gap up. We said if it can break 11, we can take the trade. We break 11. Let's go see when we break 11. Boom. This wick up to 11 right here. We said if it breaks 11, we can take the trade. Boom. Marketed it in. Threw another order in off 11 for the next candle. Never got down to there. I never got filled on it. 1 cent off. That's what I get for being greedy. But we like the position that we're in, and we're going to let that ride. Going nice run right here. Elevated, positive, positive. We're looking for this to take out wicks high. We think we can get paid up to this gap, bare minimum, on Neo. If it can continue to work like a clock. If a big seller comes in, nothing you can really do about it. I mean, stuff happens in the market. Affirm. This is a new trade of today. New position alert. Goes on a nice run right here. Gaps down right here, but we're still positive. Somebody called this out on a podcast. I looked at it. I said, hey, this is positive. It gapped up. We said, hey, we can buy this early. What happens? Gaps up. Let me just pull up the account so I can get the exact. We only have one fill on this. Affirm, a 1266 entry. So it would have been in the second candle right here. We said, hey, we can put orders in off the previous top. And got filled on the order. I think I do have a 1260 order. So 1260, man, look at that, guys. I do have a 1260 order. 2 cents off of another reload on that position. And this is the follow through. This is what I'm looking for. Here's where we go positive on the first candle of the day. You know, tries to fill the gap. Where's your breakout price? Boom, right there. Like a clock, guys. This is what I'm trying to preach. I'm trying to build new positions that I can hold longer term, maybe not the most long term, as I'm trading with the volume. I want to be on the side when the bulls are in control. I want to be holding some of these names, especially with the exhaustive sell-off that we've seen in the stock market throughout 2022. Open. You know, looking to potentially reload open. We got stopped out of open yesterday. You know, shit happens. Uh, God, this was a good learning experience for me right here. You know, believe me or not, you do not have to believe me. We had our stop yesterday in at 144. It looks really good. We reclaimed 150. You know what I did? I said, let's throw an order in at up this stop to 149. Horrible mistake. Horrible mistake, guys. At the time, it looked like our EMA was at 148. We said we want to close above that, and it was probably at that 150 range. We want to close above that. Let's put it at 149. If we get stopped out, you know, we can reload the position later. We get stopped out at the very last part of the day. Not a good trade for me. Right there. That was a learning. I should have stayed true to my 144 stop. I could have moved that stop up to 145. But yeah, good learning experience. We can look to reload open. If this goes back positive, it's got to break over top of this wick. Let's look a little bit closer into this. So here's where you're expecting this volume to pick up. No volume. No volume. And then the next candle has more selling. Why? Because we're still negative right here. Wait for the candle that pushes this positive, and then you can take the trade. BABA, we have a sell order for BABA at 120.50. And we're looking for this to run up to this gap. And when I say sell order, it's not the whole position. We're just taking a piece off. You know, BABA's been on a tear. BABA's been on an absolute tear, guys. We just want to make sure that we take some profits in off here. I'm expecting this to take out this wick high. And that's a 127.60. You know, breakout 126.25. I'm expecting that high to get taken out. Where's my next out? 131 flat. I mean, as long as Bob is elevated on this commodity like this, we are not thinking about cutting this position in the slightest. What's another trade that we took today? We talked about Neo. We talked about Affirm. We talked about the TQ trade. That one's still working pretty good for us. Amazon. We took another trade in Amazon. We said over 94.50, which was day's high yesterday. We can reload this. First off, we already have entries. We already have entries as we're getting ready to break positive right here. Break a day's wick, gaps up. We have some market orders in here at these 92s, and then we have some FOMOs in here at these 94s. Okay, we didn't cut any of the position up here. Why? I could have. I could have cut off this first gap, which I could have stayed true to it. But this gap fill up here, I just have a hard time thinking that we're not going to get, if we can continue to stay bullish, that we're not going to fill this 110. And that's what looks good. But I do see lower high, 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 high. Now we're starting to break over top of these previous highs, which is why it looks pretty good to potentially stair step, hold this trend line up to this 110. If you're lucky, You can maybe get 120s. If you're extremely lucky, maybe this 136. If you're feeling real ballsy, you got your last gap here at 144 meeting up at a high. That is the potential run with this. If we're looking from where we're at current price, first out 9, 16, 25, 40, 50% potential run, and it could keep going after that, guys. So keep Amazon on watch. But let's go over the trade that we took today on Amazon. So we said yesterday it was just negative. We can't take this trade. Look at down here. Negative, 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 negative. We cannot take the trade. We'll gladly buy it higher though at this 94.50 break. What happens, guys? We set a closing candle. We put orders in right off 94.50, and boom, we got triggered on that candle like a clock, looking beautiful and setting days high on the current candle that we're at. It wasn't even the first thing that I talked about when I started streaming, because I knew that it just looked good. This type of look, especially when you're still holding positive on a day chart, goes on a run, builds a U shape. How many of them have I showed you guys like that? And this run's not even over actually. The U shape starts when the uptrend breaks. So this run could run up to here, and then we are talking about building a U shape breakout price of 120. Just fantastic. I'm very proud of this trade that I took today on Amazon. Looks very good, and I would expect the TQ trade to be looking good if Amazon is trading like that. Google, we're sitting on our hands on Google. Not even thinking about cutting any shares right now. Google, gosh, breaks through this channel at the end of the day. We said, God, it's setting a close above this channel. Do we have our channel set right? We sure do, because we get this gap up that looks gorgeous. Where's your entry on Google? I don't remember where exact order is, but it was the only thing of the blue chips with relative strength yesterday, and this shows you we had 95.22s for potential outs drawn for a 1.8% trade potential. Looks like here was one of my entries. Yep, 92.50 break. Just gorgeous, but no need to have outs when you push right through where you're looking at your first out. We are wicking into this previous top, a little bit of a concern, but I would say Google is truly over top of that, into that positive. We're not thinking about cutting this yet. We can trim a little bit at this 100 flat, maybe 104, but we're sitting on our hands with Google. What other trades did we have? Man. Man, a firm is ripping right now. Let's take another look at a firm, because this is, yeah, setting days high on a firm. This looks really good, guys. Day chart, that's your entry. If you miss the entry of early entries of this breakout right here, boom. Okay, here's your dip buying right there. Here's your opportunity. Can it take out this top wick right there? We are going to get paid if it takes out that wick. We got to keep Bob on a watch. I do want to get some sort of cut in Baba today, but just when it's elevated right here, this just looks like good continuation. Still got buying pressure. Nice green candle right there. You got the buyers pushing it up for this gap. I think we're going to get it. BKKT, a little bit bearish, but can it backtest the top of this downtrend and catch some volume? Not much size on BKKT. Honestly, I'm out of settled cash for the day, so I can't really take any day trades. So we're not looking to add BKKT simply because of the run. When you're playing with stocks that go on huge runs like this, you got to be careful. And honestly, the entry that I would have wanted was a break of this wick. Right there. I wish I could tell you guys that I got that, but I didn't. We're playing with a little bit of fire here. But we're still positive. Doesn't look half bad. Excel. Excelsius. This is not Excel. Excelix. I don't know how to pronounce that. Had some good entries. How many of them? Go on a run, build a U shape. This is what we're looking at. We had entries that break a 1650 yesterday. Guys, this is a beauty. This is a dandy right here. Breakout of 116 or 1650. Boom. There, your positive, 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 positive. Boom. There's your breakout price as we're getting ready to go to 1650. What happens today? I had this one relatively on my screen when it did this, and then I seen it close above 1650 again. I said, let's take a look at this. The green candle on the next 15-minute candle starts going, and I'm like, this looks decent. Let's up the position a little bit. Let's go back to the orders and see where we got filled. 1660. So where's our entry at on this? Boom, 1660 right there, guys. That's how you identify a stock with strength and say, hey, this green engulfing candle looks pretty good and we are getting a follow through right here. If this can continue churning away, here's your top. Let's see where that looks. Does this look like a U shape right there, guys? Look at that. This can break over 1680. You know, we're potentially talking about pushing 17, run up to the gap at 1716, have an out, hold the position for a longer U shape. You guys see what I'm looking at right there? Downtrend broken, the wick comes down to the top of the downtrend, and that's what your follow through is. Looks pretty damn good right there. I got a 6 fill on INDO. Yeah, oil just looks a little bit bearish. And we got a 6 fill. This chart does not update up to date, so let's make sure that we are actually sitting at 6 flat right now. INDO. And we're sitting at 601. So I mean, I got a 6 fill. I maybe have been a little bit early to this, but we are sitting positive. This is why I took the trade on it. I marketed in for a bit yesterday. I don't remember exactly where, but we are sitting positive still. We said, hey, we want this to hold 6, and here we are at 6 flat. So we want to see this price hold. Realistically, you could throw a stop in underneath of this wick, but then you have a gap fill right here. What if it catches a bid right here, catches good volume? So realistically, you could throw it in the middle of this support over here, 550, or you can give it to the bottom of 550 if you really wanted to. Not a really large position, but did get triggered on an order for that today. I don't know if that's gonna work out for me. A new one we've been watching, Palantir. You know, a lot of people give that Alex Karp guy, but I think he, when I listen to him, sometimes he makes sense to me. So we've got Palantir on the watch. Just needs to go positive. Can it push this downtrend? I do not know, but it's one that we're going to keep on watch. Yeah, that potential runs up to that downtrend. I mean, just playing around with some numbers right there. 78%, and you got a nice gap fill meeting in right around the top end, 11 flat. Go figure, guys. But yeah, that one is on the watch. Hussa had some good fills on Hussa yesterday. This is an oil play that looks like it wants to keep panning out. It's got a wick for buyers right there at the previous high. We got multiple entries on this at this 380 range. Boom, barcode and a lot. Boom, we had an entry on this at 380 break. Let's go look. Boom. Gorgeous, guys. Now, for some reason, these charts don't look the greatest. The current price is not 390. This is what the close looked like yesterday. Let's go back to the daily chart. You can see you do have a nice wick for buyers right there, and that is my day. That's what I've done up to this point. You guys are all caught up. We did have a cut for some shares in Hibbett. Still holding a piece of that pie, even though I probably shouldn't be. Well, let's go take a look at Hibbett. Do I have Hibbett on here? Yes, we do. Yeah, we put a stop loss beginning of the day for some shares down here at this 64.50. You know, it's a green day, but it just looks bearish, and we can give the rest of our position to this trend line, but I'm not interested in holding it to this next trend line because all it would take is break of that trend line and you're down off to the races, retesting 50 and potentially even 43 flat. So Hibbett will be for another day. We had some really great entries on Hibbett. Really great entries on Hibbett down here and down here in these 50s. So we did not want to hold the rest of that position, as you know, this made a very good move. Goes on a run, builds a U shape, is kind of the catalyst that we were looking at. But yeah, I had to give up a little bit on Hibbett. Let's go back to Baba because we really want to try and get some shares out of Baba today. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. It still has decreasing volume right here. We have 10 minutes left on this candle. You can see this wick for buyers is coming in already at an elevated price. If they're willing to buy it up there after it's done this, like, just let it keep working for you guys. Like, there's no need to continue. Amazon still looks like it's near day's high. This looks really good. Yeah, it's getting ready for a new day's high. It looks very good. Cardinal Health, we said this one is bearish. On a nice green day like this is what you're getting. This looks like flat bottom breakdown all day. The shorts are hopping in. Watch out on Cardinal Health. Netflix, we paper-handed Netflix yesterday. We had a stop loss in underneath the wick, paper-handed the rest of our position. We were still positive, but we're coming into those earnings. Now I'm sitting here kicking myself because I've been calling for this 348 gap. You know, with this wick, I'd probably just mark it out of it. Let's go to a 15-minute chart and see what it looks. Yeah, I would just be throwing a stop loss underneath this wick. You gap up, the wick's down a little bit right there. Boom. There's your stop loss. Hold a piece of the pie for that. You can possibly get this 348. If you get that 348, you know, good for you. But after it fills this 348, it's going to be analyze mode for Netflix because you want to see how it pans out further after that. Compass, continuing to the upside. PLTK, continuing to the upside, looks great. TQQ looks great. Oh man, new day's high on TQ. How about that order right there, guys? How about that? We get bottom wick right here. That's, oh, man, that's how you draw it up. That is how you draw it up. If I had someone sitting here right next to me, I'd be sitting here saying, hey, right there, nut up or shut up, put the order in, and you get rewarded. Roadblocks. We did not paper hand any roadblocks yesterday. Why? Because we already had outs up here. We already had, this was the first thing I said when Roblox was up here. Hey, this is a gnarly gap up. Expect this to eventually come down, fill this gap, take your profits, and let it ride with the rest until we cross back negative. Did we cross back negative? No. Didn't even get close to crossing back negative, and now we're starting to, goes on a run, builds a U shape. Still has a decent uptrend right here. You know, I would want to see this on the 15-minute chart. It looks like we're setting days high. You know, yep, like a clock. You know, he could have had orders in off top, just barely when he got wicked. You know, shit happens. Breakout price to continue filling this gap, 34.85, give or take, right in there, 34.80. SoFi. We said we weren't paper handing SoFi. Same story here, guys. How many of them looked like this? Upward channel. Take your profits. Where's our profits at? We got profits off the gap and double top. We got some outs around this 560. Beautiful. Were we going to paper hand the rest of the position when we're up here positive? Hell no. We're holding for a new high, and I think I can get one more out off of this 588 and then let the rest ride. We can potentially be talking about $8 here before we know it. Rig, I just noticed rig. We just got back on top of 6. That's what I said it needed to do today. Looks bullish. You know, we already have our outs at 6. No need to even think about cutting for this double top. We can hold for the bacon here. We're looking for 670 gap fills, and then we're holding another piece for another leg higher. Google looks bullish, but I will say I could see this gap. We could be retracing back down to this gap at some point in time, so we could look for outs on Google. You do have a decent sized wick right here, but on a 15-minute chart, no need. No need. Get the nice gap up over resistance where we were looking to sell yesterday. No need. We get the continuation. Boom. Let's look for a potential breakout price 99. That's going to send us to that 100. Are we going to get a wick top at that 100? If not, I think you're good to this 104.80 gap. Google looking pretty good on continuation right there. Had a good call. Neo, let's make sure that our Neo is continuing. Yep. Just holding this uptrend beautifully. Getting ready to squeak back positive. So anybody who's been waiting for that positive break right there is probably looking for this 11:30 break. Goes on a run. We could have had orders in off the top here off of this 11. I'm sure people do. So look for 11 to hold. If this can start curling up right here, we want to see 11:30 on the bid. Yeah, I see we got 3 viewers. You guys got anything you want me to look at? I just got done recapping everything. I think we've already done the plays. We're not trying to be late to the game on any of these. We want to be early to the game. Crowd strike. Didn't go over crowd strike. A good stair step. Look at this, guys. As soon as you go positive, positive, boom, break a day's high. Throw orders in off the top. Maybe you wouldn't have got filled, but now you're getting ready to break day's high on crowd strike. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Fastenal, this reported yesterday, had a nice wick bottom right here to the previous low. We said we wanted to keep it on watch. We thought the earnings looked good, had good growth and projected good growth, good international sales, and good fluctuation to the dollar on this one. And the dollar has been going down. DXY has been going down, so that is good for these internationals that have dollar currency exchanges. 15-minute chart, look at this. Break a day's high. You could have put wicks off the top. Wouldn't have got filled. Looking for a good run. We're positive, positive on Fastenal. Finally, all of yesterday, it was never above that positive, even when it had that good earnings report that I thought. Potential breakout, we're still negative down here. So keep that in mind. Still negative, negative. Or negative, negative. We had some FOMO entries off the top here. We weren't worried about it because it's very small size. We were looking for breakout of 49.50, and let's see if it can finally break this channel it's been in, and let's see if it can respect the uptrend. This is what we were looking for on Fastenal. Potential legs up, potential extension. We'll take the COVID drop. Boom, right there. Let's see if we can get outs at 59s and hold the rest for an extension up here. We want to see it break this downtrend and backtest the top of it. We got plenty of time for entries on Fastenal. PLTR catching a little bit of a bid right here. We've been having this on watch. We put it on watch when we were getting ready to go positive, positive, have the gap down. A lot of stuff looked like this where you had these upward channels right here. Boom. Gaps down below it. No need to panic. We're above the EMA. Let's see if this can go on a run, build a U-shape, and push this downtrend. This downtrend, really see how it acts with this downtrend before you take a position in Palantir. We'll wait for that confirmation break positive with a nice green engulfing candle. But on a 15-minute chart, I'd say it looks pretty good. Early entries right here. We're definitely at an early entry stage right here. Green engulfing candle right over previous high. Doesn't look half bad right there. Through a 690 break right here. It doesn't look half bad. Early entries for sure. On a 15 just going positive. If I had settled cash, I would be looking to potentially look at this for a day trade. This is the type of setup that I'd like for a potential day trade. Yeah, man. What an exciting Friday. PayPal. We did make a trade in PayPal. I forgot to talk about PayPal. Where do we got entries? We're positive, positive. We put entries off the previous wick top. Got triggered. 3 candles in a row. We were below that price. Now we are setting days high on PayPal. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. We could even mark it in for more shares off that high. Wicked at 77.50. Go figure. Guys, I need to get some sound effects. Ring the register on this one because holy buckets. Play after play after play. Live streaming it for you guys. SWN. We said watch for the breakout right here. You can put orders in if we wanted to. Boom. Look at that extension. This is exactly how you draw it up, guys. I'm not making this up. This is how you draw it up. Boom. MRO. We've been calling oil, 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 oil. Look at this barcode action on MRO. Now we're showing some strength up to this. Does this look like strength leading up to this run on Wednesday? No. Does this look like strength coming to this wick on Friday? Yes. This is what I've been talking about. Just gorgeous. Every play today has just been absolute perfection. And everything that we've been doing all year so far has just been gorgeous. Intel, we did have a stop in on Intel. Boom, top wick right there. 28 flat, go figure. Through the stop loss in a little bit. Don't even need to panic with Intel at all. We've already taken plenty of profits on Intel. We knew that it broke the uptrend. We didn't worry about it. We didn't paper hand it. This has been the story. How many people yesterday paper handed some of their plays? If you didn't have your profits on your plays, I can understand why it would be easy to paper hand them. Oh man, what's the RRC looking like today? Man, this was a live trade took for you guys yesterday. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. What just happened? There we go. Boom. Live trade we took for you guys yesterday. When do we go positive? Boom, we go positive as soon as we break out these wick highs right here. We even had the reload at 85s, 25.85 reload right there. God, just gorgeous. What's the other live trade that we took yesterday? Let's find it. FIS. Guys, look at these entries. Look at these entries. They're not down here. This is flirting with danger. They're breakouts. Boom, breakout price right there. We even backtest at the end of the day, shaved bottom pretty much at the start of the day, been bullish all morning. We have call out after call out after call out on this channel. Google, gorgeous. FVRR above, this is exactly what I wanted to see with it. Now we're actually getting close. We've been hovering around this positive. Could have bought the consolidation previous high right here. I already have the breakout of 30 and we already have profits taken up here at these 35s. Did we paper hand this yesterday? No, we didn't even think about paper handing this. Sitting above this 33.50, you can probably throw orders in off 33.50 and you'll be golden right here. You're positive, looks fantastic. Let's go to the daily chart on this. How many of them had this look where you're trading in this channel and you gap down below that channel? We're still positive. There's no need to paper hand anything. How many people do you think paper handed trades like this yesterday? There was no need to do it. No need. And now we're starting to go on a run, build a U-shape. We're going to be talking about breakout price, where I sold shares, and I was just bragging about it. We got a gap fill that a wick to. How is it going to act if we got a full green engulfing candle looking up to that? You know, I don't think there's going to be much action on it at all. I think it's you're off to your next gap, which should be meeting up with the downtrend. That's what we're going to be looking for. Boom. Like a clock, guys. Like a clock. What's next? I mean, you guys got any? We got 3 viewers still. You guys got anything you want me to look at? MRVI. Keep this one on the watch list. Got a downtrend. Get your confirmation that this downtrend is going to be broken. And I normally don't call it a confirmed higher low when you get these wick bottoms like this, but I'm sure there's people that are saying, hey, this is a wedge pattern. If we can break over top of this wedge, this does not look half bad. And look at this. Look at your potential move. You guys see what I'm looking at right here? A nice downward parallel channel. This is why you could consider this a confirmed higher low, because you get such good action off it from right here at the bottom end of the channel. You extend. You set a confirmed higher low, even though it's got that wick bottom. Now you're just got to fight through this wedge pattern, and boom, just like that. Potential runs, 40% run to the downtrend if you're lucky enough to get that. Make sure you have your outs along the way. Identify your gaps. Identify your previous highs. Identify when large selling pressure comes into your plays. Oh man, I am worked up. I am worked up. PayPal just printing away, boys. Just printing away. What did I say? You could have just threw orders off that 77.50. What did I say? 77.50 you can throw orders off. Boom. Triggered on the money. Oh, man. Oh man, I get worked up doing this stuff, guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get worked up like this. Rig still holding 6. SWN, we are potentially looking to add a position in SWN. Could be a confirmed higher low that we're talking about right here. The more I keep looking at it, the more as I put this channel in, I said, I don't know how much I can respect this channel with it looking with it down here. But now, as it's starting to churn to the upside, it's not looking half bad. If we can get this turning positive, we're looking at beautiful entries here. Tesla, let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla having a nice green day. You know, same story with Tesla as SWN, except a little bit more elevated. You actually are positive on your 25. On your 50, still negative right here. Watch out for big selling pressure in off these mid 130s, and watch out at this gap. If you have a full green engulfing candle up to that gap, then I would say you're probably looking okay with Tesla. Me, I'm not gonna flirt with it. That's just, this one just, I feel like I've seen so many of them retrace back, and then you get that confirmed higher low. We have no confirmed higher low. What's your catalyst for a higher low? Look at this 113 gap. You trigger in off this 113 gap, and you go on a run, you build a U shape. How many of them have I showed you like that, where we get that type of action? BKKT, you got some wick buyers there on BKKT. A wee bit of wick buying there. Cardinal Health even turning green. Yeah, today's going to be bullish. If Cardinal Health is going green today, today is as bullish as can be. FVRR, we said 3350, look beautiful. And look at that, like a clock, right through it. Hussa, looking good. Now we're turning into a green candle there. INDO, how about that order off of 6 flat? Oh my gosh, PLTK, have a day. Have a day. Live trade we took yesterday, along with the 2 other ones that are just churning away. We even threw orders in off 958 at the open. Didn't even have the strength to come down and try and attempt to fill this gap, and straight through the previous high. No regard for the previous high. Been calling out bangers for everyone. What are these names? You find somebody that just goes through a watch list full of bangers like this. You're not going to. Zoom. We got Zoom on watch starting to, that third point of contact sometimes is the charm. We're getting ready to curl back up. We're going to be talking about 71 breaks next week. Mark my words. We're going to be talking about 71 breaks. And you got a 73.20 gap fill right here. Doesn't look half bad. Let's go to a 15-minute chart here on Zoom. Could have took breakout of day's high right there. Boom, just like that. Let's take a look at the TQ again real quick. Yep, positions just just churning away. No need. Uh, Late entries looking for retest of that 950 range, and you're golden. Yeah. Still got 2 people watching. You guys got any tickers that you want me to take a look at? I will gladly take a look at any tickers. I've gone through everything that I wanted to go through today. Uh, I would expect continuation from the TQ until this crosses back over negative. Oil did look bearish, but it looks like some of these we got back over top at 81. What did I say, guys? We were over here. I said this looks bearish. To some people, this could look like a bear flag, actually. And you got the buying pressure come in. Why does the buying pressure come in? Go to a daily chart. Good barcode action. You're positive. You're looking for wick buyers in the middle of this green candle. Where do we come down to? Middle of the green candle. And now I said that it had this double top look, but we are still positive. So give it some time. Let's see if we can talk about 81.50 breaks later on. And here we are, reclaimed 81 with ease. Look how easily we reclaimed 81. Boom, 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 boom. 3 candles right up to 81. Confirmed. It puts a wick. Where does it put a wick to? False breakout. Buyers buy it back on top of 81 like nothing. Now, look at this. Even better, we identified a downtrend early in the day. Where does that false breakout below 81 go? To the top of that downtrend. Boom. Like a clock. Like a clock. Tesla, elevated up here looks pretty good on a daily, but the same way that oil caught a bid when it looked bearish, Tesla can catch a bid for the short seller or short buyers because we're still negative. So until this gives me confirmation with Tesla multiple times, guys, I've showed you guys multiple times. Goes on a run, builds a U shape. We have no confirmed higher low on Tesla. What's our catalyst for a higher low? You got this 113 gap fill. You come down, you fill this gap, goes on a run, builds a U shape, and then we're talking about breakout price above this 138 later on. You still did not have the strength to fill that gap. This is what I mean. I still think that the shorts are in control here with Tesla. Oh boy. Oh boy. Affirm. 1350. Just churning away. Had entries under 13 today. Look at ALSN. Now this could be worth taking a look at. Relatively weak on the day. Why do I say that? Of everything that I've looked at, this is the only thing that's sitting down here negative. Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah, and this is why. It looks like a short. You're looking for shorters to come into the stock here and potentially look at this flat bottom break. AMD, AMD might be the front runner for an up of the position. Yeah, we are going to keep an eye on this AMD. And look at this, guys. Here's your breakout price resting on top of that, getting ready to go positive. We've had a pretty good day. Let's test the waters and average up on the AMD here. So let's go find AMD. We're sitting at, okay, so we're about flat on our position. Let's just up this position a little bit. We've had plenty of profit takes. Let's test the waters here a little bit with AMD and see if we can catch a bid. We're holding above 68.50, which looks pretty good, resting at previous highs. Let's give it a go. The reason why I'm saying let's give it a go is because I went through all my settled cash already today. So I'm through all my settled cash. I cannot liquidate this position because I just bought shares right there. So if this ends up going against me, I'm going to have to take it on the chin. That's just the way that's going to go. BABA, we're still looking for this. Oh, big seller came in right there. This is why I said, BABA is definitely elevated and a lot of volume coming into this still. We think that we can get into these 120s for this gap fill at 120.80. Boom, there's your gap. Now, do I think that it can continue running off of that? Yes, this is a beautiful U shape right here this is a 15-minute chart. Let's look at the daily. How about that for a U shape? But how many of them have I showed you? This, kind of like Tesla, does not have that confirmed higher low. Goes on a run, builds a U shape. That's what you'd think. Well, you go positive. Tesla is going to have to go positive for this to have a chance. Now, I'm not saying that Tesla is going to go on a run like this, but I just don't think that the entry is there with Tesla yet. But back onto the same note, that I think Baba can get to this gap fill, and we have orders in 120.50, and we're going to see if that gets filled. AMD a little bit more to the downside right here. So I mean, didn't have much size on that average up, but we still think that this can turn positive right here. We're still resting. We're still getting that wick buyers right there. This is what I want to see. So right off that previous high, we want to see this start building a nice U shape right here. We can even buy more of this if we want to. So AMD going to continue to be on watch. Affirm just churning to the upside for us, gorgeous. Amazon, same story. This one I said keep it on watch, just churn into the upside. We didn't have the breakout. We got stopped out yesterday. You know, we already took nice profits up here, but we can always re-enter. Like I said, I don't have settled cash right now, so I'm not going to test the waters with it. But more than likely, we did just go positive. If you wanted to buy some consolidation, buy the top of this green candle right here, which is where we opened. So, yeah, that's what I'll say about that. What else we got? Excel still looking like a nice flag pattern, well elevated. Looks pretty good for continuation. We go over to the daily chart. We are confirmed back positive. You're expecting buyers to come back in. Could we see some retracements to this previous high? Yeah, 1650. You want to see 1650 hold, but you have a little bit of leeway on your EMA to get to 1650. Fidelity, no need to even think about trimming the position. This looks beautiful. Goes on a run, builds a U shape. You got a gap fill up here at 79.25. Let's give it till that. Google, you know, we are a little bit intimidated by this wick top right here. You'd want to, and you don't want that wick top coming in near that 100 flat. So keep that in mind. That is previous resistance, and that yesterday we were talking about, hey, we're going to trim this position down here at this 95 gap fill. We're going to respect that we gap through all of it, but we are not going to deny the fact that it could come down, retrace back to this 94 gap fill. So respect your levels, respect the gap fills, but we do think that's possible. That Google, we did just go positive. We're expecting volume to come in. Could I see it just boom, 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 boom up to this previous top, then have the consolidation where then you have this uptrend channel that we're trading in. You do this sideways barcode up towards that 100 flat or this previous high, and then you retrace to the top end of that where you're talking about holding this support. Goes on a run, builds a small term U shape, fills this gap at 105. That's what I'm looking for on Google. Hibbett, you know, we got stopped out of part of our position, but we said we're going to hold the rest of the position to the downtrend. You know, cost average down here in the low 50s. So I was not mad at all. We already had outs up here at the top end of the channel. We identified this channel, and we've been working Hibbett pretty well. So it feels pretty good to lock in profits that are north of 40% winners on some size. Had some decent size on the position, but we are going to give it to this channel and see where that goes. HPQ, you know, it's going to have to fight. Like I said, let it decide where it wants to go on this wedge. Hussa, you know, we think that we can get this breakout price on Hussa. We got the position filled. No need to up the position, especially if we don't have settled cash. INDO had an order off 6 flat, a little bit in the money, but we are positive. We're looking for this to go on a run, build a U shape, talking about a breakout price up here at 7 flat later on. Looks pretty decent. Intel, had a stop in on Intel. Where'd we have it at? Break at 28 flat. No need to hold if it's going to give up 28 flat. Showing good strength. We already have good profits up here. No need to paper hand it on the red day yesterday. No need. Because we have really good entries on Intel. We're not focused on selling it just yet. FVRR, we said it was holding 33.50. 15-minute chart, we said you can take the breakout right here if you wanted to. I don't have the settled cash. I already have the position. I already have outs up here at top end of the channel. No need to even paper hand it on the red day yesterday. Now we're going on a run, building a U shape. Let's go to the daily chart and let's look at this.
Goes on a run, builds a U shape. That's what we're looking for. MRO. Beautiful looking look on MRO. MRVI. Watch for this to break the downtrend. We FOMO'd into it a little bit and stopped out. Boom. Shit happens. Okay. That doesn't mean that we can't take the trade on a later date. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Like a clock, guys. PLTK setting new day's high. That's how you buy a dip right there. For anybody who is wondering, that's how you do it. That is how you do it. PSTG had the breakout over this channel, respected the bottom end of this channel. That is not a very good looking chart. Let's throw it more like that. That looks a little bit better. That's a nice parallel channel right there. Had the false breakout, respected the inside of it. Now our chart is set up how we like it. Let's switch out to the daily. Does it have potential to break through this channel? Of course it does. Of course it does. Look how long it's respected this uptrend. Since October of 2020. Boom, 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 boom. This is where we're at right now. Watch it start curling up. Boom. Holding pretty decent support over here at these 26s, 25s. Keep an eye on our PayPal. Had an average up in PayPal today. Why'd we average up? I mean, it just looked gorgeous. How many of them looked like this, guys? How many of them looked like this? In all this for one viewer. Rig, looking gorgeous for a breakout. RRC, days high, beautiful. SWM, we are keeping this one on watch. Getting a nice bull flag, increased selling right there, so keep an eye on that. Looking for retracement, previous high at 580. Let's see if we can get triggered in off of 580. No settled cash though, that's what sucks. Tilray holding back up above 3. Oil, our weed catching a bid. There's your break at 3. Missed it. Had I kept this on watch, I would have seen, hey, look at this wick. Holds. And now, boom. Anyone who went short, thinking, hey, this potential flat bottom breakdown, give up the trend line, and boom. Any shorts had to cover their positions because they are day traders. They are gamblers. Gamblers. That's the breakout that they were looking for on that, by the way. So, yeah, if it wants to respect this, you know, you can say, you know, potential channel in the works right here. Not a half bad look, if I must say so. And we only got one viewer. That is going to complete the stream. We've been going for about an hour and 10 minutes. Updated you guys on everything. Took a couple live trades. Showed you guys a little bit more of the strategy that I'm looking to do. And, you know, hopefully you guys learned something. If not, hopefully I didn't. Hopefully I was able to entertain you at least. That's what I'm hoping for. So we will see you on the live stream later tonight to recap the week, and then I will see you again on Sunday more than likely. So with that, I will